Welcome to True Stories, where real experiences twist into chilling encounters you'll never forget. Tonight's story takes us back to a place you thought was safe, a place built for joy, laughter, and childhood memories. But for one girl, a McDonald's PlayPlace became the gateway to something far more disturbing. What started with a whisper in the tunnels turned into a haunting that never really ended. This is not just a memory, it's a warning. I don't know if memory is a gift or a curse. But I do know this. There's a sound that still knots my stomach even after all these years. A tiny voice that once echoed through plastic tunnels and never really left me. My name is Sylvie, and I grew up in a town so forgettable most maps left it unnamed, Rosefield. A sleepy patch of pine trees and picket fences where everyone knew everyone, and nothing truly frightening ever happened, until it did. I was just 4 when it began. My mom had recently taken up night shifts at the local clinic on the edge of town. To keep things simple, she'd drop me off at the McDonald's on Riverbend Street, just down the road from my brother Jamie's tutoring center. Back then, it was normal. No one thought twice about leaving kids in the play place for an hour or two. There were always workers nearby. The windows were wide. It felt safe, at least on the surface. But something about that place, it was off. Even as a little kid, I could feel it. The play area was never quite bright, no matter the time of day. The plastic always felt cold, like it hadn't seen sunlight in years, and the air clung to your skin like wet cloth. One rainy afternoon I remember it clearly, the kind of storm that paints the sky in bruises. My brother dropped me off and rushed next door, telling me to be good and stay inside the play area. There was only one bored teenager behind the counter. I waved, kicked off my sneakers, and crawled into the tube maze. That's when I heard it. A soft, scratchy voice. Pick. I froze inside the red spiral tunnel, looked around. Nothing. Then again, fainter.
Picka. I stared into the far end of the tunnel where the shadows thickened like spilled ink. Boo! And then, I saw it. A face, pale, almost moldy. Its skin cracked like dried paper, and the hair on its head looked matted, like old moss. Its eyes were drawn too big, cartoon eyes, soulless and wrong. It didn't crawl toward me. It jerked, like invisible strings yanked it forward, face first. I screamed and scrambled out, tumbling down the slide. I must have hit my elbow hard because I was shaking and crying beneath one of the tables when Jamie burst in. I kept whispering the same word again and again. Peekaboo. My mom took me to a therapist not long after that. They chalked it up to stress. The divorce had just been finalized. My dad had moved to another city, and everything felt upside down. But something was wrong. I started having terrifying dreams. Woke up with scratches on my arms. Sometimes I'd wake up with blood on my pillow. And I began doing things I don't even remember, pointing at empty houses, whispering, "That's where he lives now," or standing on a neighbor's porch saying, "Peekaboo's inside." No one believed me, not really me. One night, I begged to sleep in my mom's room. She agreed, turning on the bathroom light to help me feel safe. But the light didn't help. That night, I felt the air shift, like something had sucked the sound out of the world. Everything went quiet, not peaceful, dead. And then, he stood in the doorway. Same face, same crooked grin, same twitchy limbs like puppet strings gone wrong. He whispered my name. Pick. And then he charged, arms wide like he meant to swallow me whole. I don't remember screaming. But apparently, I screamed so loud the neighbors called the cops. My mom found me convulsing on the floor. She rushed me to the hospital thinking it was a seizure. It wasn't. Eventually we moved, new apartment, new routines, and a new McDonald's. One without a PlayPlace. The dreams faded. I stopped seeing him. But the fear never fully disappeared. Years later, when I was in my 20s, I went back. I don't know why, maybe to prove to myself it was all in my head. The McDonald's on Riverbend was still standing, older, faded, but still open. I stepped inside. And immediately, the weight returned, that heavy, suffocating feeling. I bought a coffee and sat by the window, watching the empty PlayPlace. And then I heard it. Faint, from the tunnel. Pick. I didn't look. I didn't wait. I walked out, and I've never gone back. I still don't know what he was. A ghost? A shadow that fed on fear? A curse born from grief? Or maybe some places meant for joy and laughter, can sometimes become hollow enough to let something else in. Something that plays hide and seek with children, but never leaves once it's found you. If you ever hear a voice from a tunnel whispering, "Pick," don't answer. Because peekaboo doesn't just play. He waits. And he never plays alone. Moral of the story. Not every shadow we see as children is imaginary. Sometimes the places built for joy and innocence carry echoes of something else, something that notices us when we're most alone and never forgets.